Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Grim and Perilous Master today, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Cubicle 7's outstanding Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition. And we are playing through... our campaign we're calling Salt, Silver, and Sin because it is set in the northernmost province of the Empire, the newest as well, Salzenmund. Well, Nordland is the province, but Salzenmund is the name of the sourcebook for said province. And with me today are the stars of our Salt, Silver, and Sin campaign. I'll go the order I got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? First up, we've got Darren.
Hello there, yeah, I'm playing Alan Coulson, who is a human outlaw, and as always, he's got his trusty but not particularly well-trained, lovable family pet, Astrid.
Very nice. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John, and I'm playing Talthir of Manon. He is a human priest of Manon.
Very nice. And last, but certainly not least, is Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Thognoth Barrickson, a dwarf from the Cragforge clan, and he's an Ironbreaker.
Very nice. So, guys, last session was our first back from my vacation, so I think we spent much of it getting caught up on what had happened and putting context to certain revelations and setting some plans for what you intend to do next. What do you guys recall about last session? Let me move us over to Olden Leads here.
We spent a good portion talking to Grozim about everything we found.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thognod had a very interesting conversation with him alone. And I think we were inviting Orhan over as well to let him know, but we were going to let him know about the Skaven being a threat to his operation, but be tight-lipped on other things we know.
Yeah, there was some... So let's start with Grozim. Most importantly, Grozim paid you guys some money. So you guys actually have some coins now, so you can do some shopping as well. But there were some other revelations that one thing, he had a hissy fit at one point because of allusions to his kind of secret connections, but then Thognoth got some context for that as well. What do you guys remember about that?
He was concerned about, I think he finally he fessed up about the pressure he was under and that he needed the money. It was down to he's not as successful, or things aren't as rosy in his world as it may seem, and that all the money wasn't really putting him in the sweet spot. It was actually just keeping him above water because of all his obligations, and so he couldn't really do anything. He was in a spot he couldn't really do anything about. He had a lot less latitude than it looked like because he needed the money.
Yeah. It had been a while since Thognoth had met with Grozim, so he wasn't aware that there were some unfortunate turns of circumstances in his fortunes as a mishap in a mine, in fact. And as a result, he is not in the standing that he was before, so he was sort of forced to take this job with these humans to put himself in the position to be hired by these elves. So, what else do you guys recall discussing? That was some context to Grozim, and you guys all got some coin from him. What else do you recall?
We were discussing the best way to seek out the source of these Skavens and find out where they're coming from and what they're looking for. Possibly a way of draining the ruins another way, by letting the water further down. So
that's what we think they might be doing, is draining the water from below to get to the treasure and the artifacts before the elves. there's the potential that they're digging similar tunnels or other tunnels.
We discussed the threat that an uncontrolled release of water might do to the city as well.
Yeah.
So we come up with a new plan that Grozin was in on, that maybe if we could locate these Skaven tunnels, then we could flood them, basically, and flood them out to deal with the threat, get rid of the Skaven, or at least flush them out of the system.
Mm-hmm.
That was our new sort of potential plan, but we got to locate these actual tunnels that are close to the artifacts, or where they're digging and below, wherever they may be.
Grozum was going to get some blasting powder as well. We're trying to make arrangements for that. You had a discussion planned. I think we ended the session with Orhar getting ready to arrive, and you were going to have the conversation with Orhar. Just so we've got everyone's memory fresh on that. What do you guys recall about your decisions for what you were going to tell Orhar?
I posted a summary. Is basically he needs to know that the Skaven are a threat to his operations if they remain in such numbers. Is basically what we need to communicate with him.
And we're going to investigate the tunnels further. Did we say that? Probably.
Yeah, we're seeking the source of the Skaven attack for Grozum, so we're working with Grozum to find out where these things are. So showing a bit of initiative for Grozum.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to gear us up before we went down again. So.
And at least Thognoth is still slightly inebriated.
Yeah, slightly.
So any given Tuesday then.
Hey. Everybody just piles on the dwarf.
He can take it. His shoulders are so broad.
Yeah.
Do you recall anything about the Tother von Feelbad or Zakon? Any discussions that you guys had in respect to them, but potentially getting them involved?
I remember his name coming up, but
Talfa's paying Grozim, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's obviously keen for it to be successful. So that's another reason Grozim wants to continue, because he's getting paid by two different factions. Zakon, we believe, is working with the Skaven and the lower class elves. So against Orhar.
Yeah.
But we haven't actually
And
gone deeper with that yet.
Grozum was going to... Grozum's task was to go enlist Talther, I guess, in the because he needed his consult in the new plan. But he said that doesn't involve us directly. So, we're in two separate tracks.
Yeah, I mean, like practically speaking, do you think it's? Do you think the priest would be, or the wizard would enjoy knowing that there's a bunch of strangers who also know that he's involved in this secret plot to, undermine the elves? But yeah, you may have a gold wizard who's assisting you in your task. So it may be, depending on what the wizard is capable of, you may find that you may not need the blasting, but the reconnoitering. Oh, it was. I think it was Carl's character who was asked to keep an eye out for it. So hopefully you guys have an eye for architecture. Anything else we're forgetting? I don't remember anything else, but that does not mean there isn't anything else.
The package is stashed, right? With that's an older thread, but the package is stashed with the wizard, right?
Orhar's got it at the moment.
Orhar, yeah.
Yeah, he's sort of guys looking after it.
Yeah, and I'm sure a necromantic object given to an elf interested in the elven past, there's not going to be anything untoward that happens with that. If you guys think I would take that low-hanging fruit, then I'd say that, well, you guys have paid attention to past campaigns, but...
To be honest, they're welcome to it. I don't like it. If something happens to them and they deal with it, good luck to them.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Okay. So I think Thognoth has just rejoined you all back on the main floor. And you are getting ready. Orhar should be here any time now. I don't remember if Thognoth gave any debriefing about Grozim's kind of, blowing up and storming out of the room.
I think he did. He came back and explained that he had a bit of a fit and kind of didn't give all the details, but he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders from family issues and stuff. So I do remember that part.
Okay.
So the plan is, so we know what he's about. Grozim, he's off to talk to the wizard.
Yeah. Did he leave already? That's right, because he grabbed his cape. I think at the end of the last one. Yeah. So he is gone. You guys have a couple of minutes before Orhar arrives. Anything you guys wish to discuss before your elven associate arrives?
So we summoned Grozim and Orhar quite suddenly, so we've got to get our story straight about why the need for such haste was called for. Do we want to play up that the Skaven are a really, really big threat to him?
I think it's just a warning, isn't it? That his men, could be in danger, just to keep their eyes peeled and.
We're telling him. We're telling him that we went down.
Well, I mean, otherwise, how would we know about the Skaven being a threat?
Right. I mean, I was figuring we were, but I just wanted to make sure since we're confirming what's going to.
It's a sort of scouting mission, wasn't it? And we come back to equip better and
like we were,
and go back.
He knows about the attack that we had with the Skaven first off. So we thought we'd investigate, find the source of them, and then we found way more than we bargained for.
Yeah, the trip is the urgency, I guess, that we were just there and barely escaped with our lives.
And if we lost your hammer or axe or
it's my axe.
Yes. We got to retrieve that.
Anything else?
I think we'll play towards that angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're able to refresh your beverages, perhaps grab a bite before Orhar finally arrives. So he arrives with a small retinue of elves. I'm not sure if anyone is looking out the window. I'm not sure you've seen him necessarily traveling between different places. You've seen him with other elves around, but whether this is the regular case for him or not, he is accompanied by 2 armed elves. So he does seem to have folks who are capable of defending themselves arriving. He has a hand weapon at his side, a sword at his side as well. But he knocks on the door, and one of the servants let him in, and then he is escorted into that sitting room in the first on the first floor. And he says, "Good. I think it's afternoon, like early afternoon now." So it was early morning when you guys did that stuff. You got back. You talked briefly to the elves. You went back directly here. You're recovering. You had your chat with Grozim. So yeah, it's probably early afternoon right now, or noon. So he says, "Good afternoon. Word was sent that you sent for me, and I hear that some of you were injured."
Yeah, Talther's over there with a few bruises and scrapes. Talther will say, "Indeed, Orhar. We were looking into the source of that Skaven attack we told you of, and we found some troubling news. We thought you should be made aware of it."
He sits down. "Please."
we were investigating in the lower city, some rumors of humanoid rat things, and
You were looking into Zakon, were you not?
to a degree, we found no particular sign of him there, aside from rumors that he used this particular shop. But we did find an entrance to the sewers within the shop. And we traveled down and found a small horde of Skaven that attacked us. We were vastly outnumbered and had to flee. And we lost our poor Thognok's axe in the...
You lost his
in the water.
ass?
Almost.
Definitely the former, almost the latter.
Was it necessary to bring a mule down there?
No, my ox, man, my ox.
Oh, forgive me. The dwarven tongue is hard on elven ears.
And at that point, I'll offer everyone a mug. I'll like go around and who wants what.
Who's going to pour one up for my axe?
Yeah.
So we obviously we were not expecting such numbers, and such numbers indicates perhaps a threat to anyone within the tunnels or the sewers or anything connected to them.
Most certainly.
So we've talked to Grozum and let him know, because that could affect his plans for draining the waters. And he's decided to...
More so than that, if the Skaven are here, I could think of no reason for them to be here. I think it a curious coincidence that they may be here when artifacts from our previous age that they wait for us as well.
Nothing nods and he looks in Thognoth and says, well, I don't know much of Skaven, but Thognoth has brought me up to speed a bit, that they like to get their hands on things of power.
Indeed.
And we told Grozum not too long ago he's left to make arrangements, but we are being tasked with exploring the sewers and finding the source of them.
Grozum tasked you to this.
Yes, he gave personal coin to make sure that we would be outfitted, at least properly.
He looks over the three of you. I know you're kind, dwarf, have long experience with the rat folk. But do you think that the three are equal to the task? If there are hordes of them? Our kind do not have the long history with the Skaven that yours do. But we have had our wars with them. And they are a pestilent threat.
Well, we were glad to see that you travel with defense yourself, and so appreciate your words.
A new development, I assure you. If Grozim, if his life is in danger, and Zakon is somehow involved, he has great animosity towards me. And if his allies would be willing to try to slay our dwarven... And he kind of begrudgingly struggles with the word ally, then it seems not unlikely that they would also try and remove me as the director of these operations. The Skaven development, though. Thognoth, Tother has commented that you shared knowledge of the Skaven. I confess I know little of them myself, but they have... there are different tribes, are there not?
I've run into them in the tunnels. in defense of our holds. And go ahead.
Do you know of which tribe, which is scheming beneath Olden Leeds?
Yeah, but I don't think we've discussed it, have we?
No, you guys haven't. You guys have done okay on your dwarven roll, so you know some general information, but no one's like knocked it out of the park to know about the. So, like, from the player perspective, and forgive me if I'm repeating stuff you guys already know, but there are different clans within the Skaven, and each of the different clans has sort of a different expertise. It's one of the things that's been a signature part of the Skaven for, like 20 years now, at least. So there's like engineers, there's poisoners, there's assassins, there's magic users. Each of the different clans has its own sort of shtick. Oh, there's the breeders who make their monsters and whatnot. They ally with one another, but they also fucking hate one another. So there's this tension among all of them. From you guys, I don't think have necessarily... What makes it hard for an outsider to make those distinctions is that there's often strange alliances between them. So you will see the sorcerers also have engineers or also have assassins, or, the beastmasters will also have, the poisoners, among their numbers, or the gray seers among their numbers. So it's not immediately obvious that there are these clean distinctions. But I think from what you guys have faced thus far, one of you spotted the horned rat thing, or rat man down there, and I think that one of you rolled well enough, because I thought we did talk about the gray seers or the sorcerers among their kind in character already, or did we not do that?
I don't know. I don't remember it.
I was away that session, so...
Did we?
Yeah.
Alwyn definitely saw the large creature.
Yeah.
Shadow. He didn't see the actual creature, but he saw a large creature.
And he saw the horned rat, right?
Yeah.
Or the rat thing with the whatever. Okay, so maybe you guys... Yes, I mean, you may not have... so what a Grey Seer is for players, the Grey Seer is like one of the powerful sorcerers among the Skaven. They also can be leaders sometimes until they blow themselves up from using too much warp stone and magic. But so then you guys may not know precisely what's involved here. If you haven't distinguished that there's a sorcerer among their kind yet, there's a big brute among them, but otherwise, what else have you faced? Assassins.
We come across assassins, a big, large creature. So that could be any of the factions, almost, I guess.
I do recall us talking about the warp stones and the Skaven's use of them, but not much of it.
And we did, we found a bit of warp stone, or was that a previous?
And they were using it for weapons, I think. Weren't they?
Knife,
there was one of the knives that Katerina has under her pillow. Yeah. Sure, nothing will come from that.
If they work together, then I don't think we've identified it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, you guys have what you face thus far have been assassins, those clan rats, like soldiers, and you've seen something big.
And I'll tell him. So I'll tell him that. I'll say, I haven't seen any iconography that I could definitely identify.
But that is how they distinguish their tribes. Heraldry of a kind?
I don't know. Sean's guessing here.
That's probably right, yeah. I think you would know that. Like, they're probably, much as you would not want to, I don't think any dwarf would ever acknowledge it. There's a degree of social structure that's not dissimilar between the dwarves and the Skaven, in that, like, they have clans that sometimes ally with one another, but also can be antagonistic. That Book of Grudges is not going to fill itself, so no. Sometimes you do what you can, and your neighbor is a ready source of names. So Orhar nods and says, "Very well. Our resources are stretched thin with this project, but if there is anything that we can do to assist, we will do our... If Grozim is sponsoring you himself, we will do what we can to assist as well.
Yeah, but mostly I would caution keeping your guards on watch more so than ever. As we press into their territory, or whatever they've claimed, they may become more active and hostile.
And as wise counsel, priest.
And as you say, we'll have to be cautious. We'll have to be clever, because we don't know exactly their numbers.
If the history with these things are to be true, it seems likely to be many. It is twice you've encountered them now.
Yes. Yeah, the first, they were after Grozum, and we just happened to be there, we think. And then, of course, the second is in the sewers just recently.
Do you think they would... respond to your intrusion?
Wouldn't be shocking.
Yeah, I would expect if we go back to the same entrance, there may be traps awaiting us, or Skaven left to watch.
When you had explained... this is Kev asking, not Orhar. When you'd explained the assassination attempt on Grozum, am I right in thinking that you guys had explained that you thought that they mistook Thognoth for Grozum?
Yeah, I think that's been the narrative so far.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the Grozum was the only dwarf here, so I mean...
Yeah, so then Orhar will say, if you had mentioned that the assassins sent earlier, that they had mistaken one for you, Thognoth, for Grozum, in part because of how few your kind is here. If they know it was you who went down into their realm, do you think they will know precisely who to strike against again? Is it safe for you and Grozum to be here?
It's a fair point. They've attacked once. They're up to it again, and they may have a dual target next time, they figure. It's not crazy. I look around the group.
We can take more precautions at the house now that we're aware. I think they wouldn't come out in the daylight, would they? They seem to like their tunnels and the darkness.
Thought that they're cowards.
Yeah.
Ambush and night are their weapons of choice.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to take more precautions. It's true. And take nothing for granted, even in the daylight, just in case.
Your intent is to stay here then this evening?
Well, we can discuss it. We hadn't really discussed moving, but it's not a ridiculous. I mean, if we leave, perhaps Grozum should come with us. If we do find a sanctuary, or at least maybe not a sanctuary, but someplace less known to the rats. Yeah,
less accessible. Talthur kind of looks out one of the windows. I assume we have like a look over the town and maybe part of the lake. It's like
the town. You wouldn't remember how built up Odenleitz is, though, right? Because everything is like 2-3 stories tall, so your view is probably fairly limited.
Okay, but he says it's very hard for rats to get on a boat in the middle of the lake. It might be the safest spot for us.
Oh no, Thognoth.
A boat?
A boat in the middle of the lake?
He figures he must have misheard Talther. That just can't be what he said. So
Talther's got no problem with that.
He looks puzzled, thoughtful, and he thinks, "Oh, where are we going in a boat?" Yeah, I mean, he heard boat, but we must be going somewhere. The notion of staying on it is not, it's not possible. So,
if anyone's curious, Talther tries to tie everything to his water and the god, and so.
Like there is definitely fishing and whatnot, and there would be opportunities to go out into the lake from here for sure. But
He says if we're extremely paranoid about attack, that might be the safest place to go. Otherwise, somewhere high with a lot of people between us and them.
Yeah, we'll look into it. It's a good mention. We'll and then of course there's Grozum's willingness to relocate, but it's a good mention. We'll have to be clever.
I believe the elves here who are watching for your safety. But if you... I think perhaps sometime before sundown, a decision should be made as to where to, if we are to relocate, where to go. And if not, if you wish to fortify here, then to make decisions for how to do so.
Aye.
I have to speak to Grozum, as it is his home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rental, so...
Well, I mean, how willing he is to leave. But...
if there's anything else you guys wish to discuss with Orhar?
Well, I'll ask him if he's got any wisdom or advice to offer us, or ideas he would have in maneuvering this situation, especially when somebody we're investigating might be tied to the elves in general.
Someone... I don't follow, friend.
He knows that we were looking at the one elf that we suspect was working with the Skaven. Zakon, yeah.
You have not yet found proof, though, apart from what you have seen.
I mean, if he is working with them and they are in contact, he might know of our attempts. So keep an eye on him. Might be
remember,
beneficial for all
they
of us.
haven't. You guys have not seen Zakon yet, apart from when he went into that bakery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. You've seen someone in the bakery, right? Did you see him go in, or did you just see someone in the bakery talking to?
No, we talked to an old lady that said she'd seen an elf in there with the rats, but we haven't. The only signs we saw of him were like moved around paperwork and whatnot. So we haven't actually seen him in regards with him.
Because there was those elven creeps.
We did see him leave. I think we see him. I think Katerina, when we was watching him, saw him leave the bakery. Mm-hmm. So we know he was in there talking with the Skaven.
Right, and that's why she was...
Or he was in there.
That's why she ended up following him and finding those elven creeps who were going to take her to him camp.
Yeah.
So I was... Maybe Talthor just suggest, if we weren't already keeping more of an eye out for him and his movements. Because obviously we'll be down below. We can't do anything about that.
Zakon seems, this is Orhar speaking, Zakon seems to be avoiding our kin. But he does have a great deal of support among his kind. If he is indeed allied to these creatures, and it nauseates me to think an elf would stoop so low, even when faced with disagreements among our kind. But if he could be located, perhaps he may have some insight into the mind of these rat creatures.
Aye, it's a good other direction to go through if we can pin him down. You say you're unfortunately there's animosity between you two. You wouldn't have any wherewithal in getting answers from him, I take it?
I think a more accurate... I bear him no ill will, but for complicated reasons, he has always been resentful of me and who I represent. But I wish no ill will. If he has strayed, he may need correcting, but if he can be brought back, if he is a traitor to our kind and a danger to us, our goals, and the city, then he should be struck down as a traitor. But if he has been deceived, ensorcelled, or otherwise corrupted, I would hate to see one of, as I'm sure you would feel, Thoknoth, we may live longer than the children of man, but we are less plentiful, and any lost among our kin is a notable loss. If he can be brought back to the path.
Indeed.
Then, if you feel that, and he looks at you all, I trust that none of you speak our tongue.
No.
Where would I find that on my sheet? I don't think he does.
Then if you require someone to assist with uncooperative members of our kin, we can arrange for one of the guards to be seconded to you as a translator.
Oh, very good. All right. Keep that in mind.
Not all of our kind are as open-minded to working with a dwarf as we are. So you may expect, as I suspect you understand, you may expect some hostility, dwarf. Like, this feels more like elf-dwarf relations that...
Yeah. More comfortable, really.
It's the only thing I hate more than boats, and that's elves. And I hate elves!
Okay, we'll put Skaven above elves, sure.
So, what, if anything else, do you wish to discuss with Orhar?
No, I think that's
it. That
about it,
covers
yeah.
it.
Good.
I think we just get back to him on the accommodation situation once we spoke to Grozim.
Good.
Yeah.
Then, I will look forward to hearing. We will accelerate our efforts to put Grozim's plan. Oh, sorry guys, that's very rude. Excuse me. We'll accelerate our plans to put Grozim's plans. I was trying to find like his plans to put plans in. Accelerate his scheme to drain the ruins. Hopefully we...
That's that Friday night, Saturday morning turnaround right there.
It's a little sketchy. Thank God there's no game this afternoon. That would be absolute dog shit from my side. You guys encounter, I don't know, a room with some stuff.
There's some kobolds involved.
The guys with the horn, you got it. You know.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Yeah. So what Orhar does, he gets up, he will say, then we will look, we will return at end of an hour before sunset to discuss what should be done.
Right.
Let's say an hour and a half to allow for if we need to transport you and your belongings, or we need to make defenses. If we're going to home alone this shit, then we need to have time to prepare.
I'll cut out some silhouettes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Well,
dirty rats.
Appreciate you responding with alacrity.
He nods to you, Thognoth. And then he leaves, leaving you guys behind. So you guys have several hours to kill before sunset. And
Yes.
you have some fresh coin in your pocket as well.
Yes, it's a shopping montage.
So before we indulge in some commerce, is there anything else you guys wish to discuss that came up from your chat with Orhar privately?
I, for one, am very pleased that the conversation went as well as it did. And it seems like Orthar is solidly on our side as far as solving this issue.
Yeah, everything came together pretty well, it seemed.
What do we think about another ambush or attack on Grozim's place?
Oh, I think for sure it's going to happen sooner or later. If I was a Skaven and some Inlorpers came down and left their axe below, I'd try to find out who it belongs to and return it.
Yeah, I mean, their incentives seem to have increased. So it's hard to imagine if they were going after Grozim not before, their incentives have only increased since.
Yeah, I can only assume that if their assassins didn't come back, they didn't know what happened. But now that a dwarf shows up and the dwarf was supposed to be dead, they might have to take more action.
So unless Grozim's massively against it, we should relocate then, you think?
I mean, it comes down to two, you know, as long as we can find a better solution. I mean, as long as
Okay.
I assume the boat's not in Thognoth's best.
where would we take the boat?
You could just anchor it in the water and just sleep there.
What on earth are you talking about?
It's like being in a cradle and rocked by their mother. As long as there's no storm, of course.
Yeah. Alwyn don't like the sound of that either.
Astrid's ears are flat against the side of her head.
Non-swimmer. It's like...
You don't gotta swim if you don't get off the boat.
just the idea of it.
Alwyn and Thognoth are finding a new bond.
Yeah. Just shaking heads constantly.
Your faith in Manon is not as strong as I hoped. That's not unexpected, but
There's the not swimming, and then there's the not swimming covered in armor, covered in metal. And...
we could just tie you to a rope, so in case you go over, we'll just pull you back up.
Oh well, there you go.
There better be a pretty sturdy rope. 'Cause...
It's not getting any better.
It's not getting any better now.
If you go over, just find the anchor rope and pull yourself up.
Just so it'll be a series of different places where Thognoth has lost different weapons. You'll be lost my hammer now.
Lost my helmet in the water.
Yeah.
Now the armor, yeah.
All right. So then you do have a couple of hours to kill here. Commerce is, let's see here. So this is effectively a town. Let me take a look at the rulebook. Hold on, not the rulebook, the reference. I'm going to see what the size of the place is. Olden Leeds may count as a... I don't know whether by their counting, they're saying that, you know, for cities, they mean like capitals of each of the provinces, and then towns are the other communities in there, and then villages are just, you know, the things not on the map, or whether by city they mean anything like this counts as a city. Mm-hmm. So let me just take a look at what the description is for Olden Leeds.
Oh, and kind of out of character, but related to the game. I'm assuming that Talther is asking both Alwyn and Thognoth for tips in basic combat. That's where I've been putting some of my level up points.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It is referenced as a town, a small town southwest of Selzenmund. So,
okay.
There we go.
All right. Gotcha.
I like the source book quite a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then what that means is that any common gear that you are looking to purchase is going to be in stock. We don't need to roll for it. Anything that is scarce, we need to make a roll for, 60% chance of it being in stock. Anything rare, a 30% chance of it being in stock. And anything exotic will not be. If you fail an availability test for scarce or rare, you can either re-roll when you arrive at a new settlement, or you can try again next week. If an item's in stock, it is up to the GM to determine how many are available. As a general rule of thumb, 1d10 items for a town.
Okay.
And then you can also bargain. Does anyone have the haggle skill?
I do, and training in it.
Nice. So for bartering... Oh, haggling, not bartering. You guys are trying to trade shit. Winning a haggling test reduces the price by 10%, or possibly 20% with an astounding success, or the deal maker talent. Failing a haggling test, haggle contest badly usually means the vendor distrusts your coinage. I don't know.
Right.
I swear I got it from a dwarf. They're good for it.
So
It's
then,
gold.
anyone have their eyes on anything particular?
Yes, Talther is looking to get some leather armor.
Okay.
And I was wondering, we can do page 300 where they have that, or there's a quick option on 301 for just getting a set.
No,
Instead
we'll
of-
buy location for this one, because location, the tax always display hit location.
Oh yeah, the quick armor is like it covers all the locations versus just piece.
Is the pricing the same, though?
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly
It's
more,
two-
roughly
it's
less? If it's
2 gold coins for a set of light armor if you do the quick option. Otherwise, you're paying in piece by piece.
right, but what I'm saying is, if it's cheaper to buy the quick armor, I think I prefer you do the other.
It is. See, leather jacket is arms and body. Leggings is legs.
So as a
and
reminder,
head is-
1 gold crown is 20 shillings. That's
It's
the
actually-
number before the slash.
Yeah,
and then
it's cheaper by 6 shillings or the silver pieces.
yeah.
If you get it piecemeal, it's 2 gold crowns if you go quick. So
Okay.
you're
So save the
sacrificing a
money.
little bit of money for quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
If you get the piecemeal, you save 6 shillings. I think.
So why don't you do that then?
Okay.
If that's what you want to do, and that is all common, so you're gonna have no difficulty finding that. So,
Okay.
and
Should I
how much
haggle-
did you get?
I'm just 3 pieces, so it's 26, 34.
So be 3 gold crowns is 60 shillings, 60 shillings,
Yep.
and then the cost of the of everything was at 20.
34.
It's actually
So
it's actually more
12.
expensive when you do it in piecemeal.
Let's see, leather jack is
'Cause it's
12,
20,
leggings, and
that's
8.
44 shillings when you're doing it that, which is actually 2 crowns and 4 shillings.
He's not getting the jerkin, he's getting the jack, leggings, and skull cap.
Do you have the jerkin already?
Nope, I wouldn't need it. The leather jack covers the arms and body.
Oh, I
You
see.
don't-
I
you don't
see.
need to
Yeah,
double
yeah,
up.
yeah. That makes sense. Okay, then that leaves you what, 1 crown and 6 shillings, right? Oh, but you're gonna try and haggle.
Yeah, if
Okay,
if
let
you'd
me
like.
grab. I've got.
Should I do 1 haggle for all 3 pieces or 1 each?
Yeah, let's do each of them.
Okay.
Oh, let's do it all. You're buying all of them from the one person. We'll do it 1. That's probably easier to calculate the 10% discount.
Okay.
So go ahead and give us your haggling check.
And difficulty is going to be challenging?
Challenging because it's a contested roll.
Okay, let's see if I can smooth talk my way.
Okay. So I got 1 degree of success.
Ooh, 3 failures. Wow. Let me, I'm going to spend a point of, what is it, fortune?
Fortune, yeah, to reroll.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. 3 failure. Oh god damn it!
Critical failure. Which
He gave me
means
bad coins.
he's fairly certain. What, with how scruffy you've described your character too, your guy's showing up with 3 gold crowns like, yeah, I'm gonna get these things here. They're like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and I've got gold coins and not the shillings, so it's like, where'd you get those?
Exactly. You bloody thief. Get out of here.
I'm gonna Thognoth, you go buy these things for me.
So unfortunately, you are not able to acquire these, Talther.
Okay.
You have been driven out of that. Anything else you wish to try and acquire? Fine.
Not from this guy. Maybe I'll ask Thognoth not to haggle and just pick me up a spare set, because
I think that's going against the spirit of what the critical result is.
Yeah,
you ain't getting that this week, at least.
I'm destined not to wear armor.
That's the risk you run when you're trying to save a couple bucks. So, anything else, Talther, that you wish to try and acquire? Or anyone else while he is considering?
Thinking about a weapon, but I mean, I've already got a dagger, which is my basic skill.
I want to buy a bow. That's my destined to buy my bow for my outlaw.
Okay. What kind of bow? Just
the medium sort of normal bow, not short
normal bow.
not,
Okay.
Yeah.
Common as well.
There.
Ooh, so that is 4 gold crown.
Yep.
You got that money, or you want to haggle?
I've got 3 gold and 28 silver, so just about.
Oh, so that's 4. Because 20 silver, 20 shillings make a crown. So you got 4. Do you want to buy it flat out, or do you want to haggle?
No, I mean, this is part of his sort of what do we call them?
Trappings?
Yeah, it was part of his trappings when he went to outlaw, so he's not going to risk it because I also want to level him up as such, and that was one of his short-term goals, to not steal something and actually buy it with hard-earned cash.
Nice. Okay, so then that will be an achievement for that. You get what, 1? I can't remember how much XP.
Like 50, maybe?
For short-term, for personal short-term goal. That sounds
I
about
could be
right.
wrong.
Amount, but
that sticks in my mind.
Yeah,
I'll have a look.
Okay, excellent. So you got that, and then for
I need some arrows, don't I?
Yeah, I was wondering if you make them or if you're purchasing them. So ammunition is on page 296.
Yeah, is that 5
shillings?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, for 12 of them. Or elf arrow. Well, but that's exotic.
No, I'll just go for the common ones there.
That might be something you could ask from Orhar.
If the elves have got some ammo.
Because the elf arrows have accurate, so that's, I think, plus 10 to your attack, impale, and penetrating as qualities for the elf arrows. And they grant plus 50 range and plus 1 damage.
Oof.
Yeah.
You can certainly ask when they come back.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll put normal for now. But...
Okay, you got it. And if you're paying the full price, then you're good.
Yeah.
And I think that's almost bankrupted you.
Oh, yeah.
To do so you're good. Thognoth, you have your eye on everything. I mean, I assume you're picking up things and decrying the shoddy, manling workmanship of everything.
Yes.
But does anything meet your approval?
There's nothing obvious that
let's take a look at Up in Arms. That's got some more inventive stuff in there. I wonder if there's anything. Now, with respect to ranged weapons, do you have anything currently?
No.
I know it's not really a tunnel fighter kind of approach to combat, but
Ironbreakers, do they use pistols?
Not specifically, but their engineers among the dwarven clans are pretty legendary, so it wouldn't be unreasonable to think of getting something. They're quite expensive, I think, but
yeah, they just.
He's got. Yeah, that's a good thought for the for the future, if not now. He's got no skill for it, but
yeah. Well, the character illustration for the duelist career is actually a dwarf with pistols, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. Oof, yeah, like pistols, 8 gold crowns. But let's see here. I wonder if there is any.
Just you could use it one-handed with a shield, couldn't you? That was all, rather than a crossbow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see like a bandolier. What about a grenade? This is a relatively naval region, so the rudimentary grenades you use in naval combat at the time exist in this world, I believe. Let's see here. I'm not saying you necessarily need to get that, but
I could possibly get a backup. I mean, I'll be using my Warhammer, which was a backup, which is my backup. It's a fine weapon, so I don't think there's no problem with using that. But if I happen to lose it, I don't have a backup anymore.
The bomb is quite big. Let me grab Sword and Claws.
I think I'll try to get new weapons for Talthier from a weaponsmith and not an armorer.
down on a different aisle.
Yeah, to the other side of the street, before he can warn everybody about the scruffy guy with the gold coins.
Yeah.
Not Sword and Claws. Sea of Claws, sorry. That's what it has, all the other naval stuff in it. Maybe I'm thinking of there. Oh, guys, there's rules for random cargoes in here. Holy smokes. It'll be Talther's dream. Setting out on the wide ocean. Seeking your
and all the
fortune.
dangerous sea combat.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, rawr.
Yeah, I made a comment on YouTube about getting on a boat is not a good idea in Kev's games mostly.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. The
giant river toads.
What do you call it? The Rift Wanderer in our Traveler campaign has had many successful voyages with very few incidences. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm imagining it. I don't see a thing for gear. I thought there was gear in here, but there are rules for chasing and racing. Boat race. So ignore me. I did not know what I'm talking about. So there is a bomb in here, but the bomb is 3 gold crowns for 1. It does do plus 12 damage with a blast 5.
So as somebody who's had a bomb drop right in his feet in a different game, I don't recommend bombs.
Yeah. I've had some of that situation.
Luckily, I was playing Logan and I had a healing factor.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right. That was your first roll, wasn't it? First roll,
I didn't throw the bomb. Oh, did I? I did. I did throw the bomb.
I mean, you delivered the bomb. That's definitely an accurate descriptor. Do you think there's anything that you would need in terms of gear for reconnoitering underneath, guys? Torches or lanterns or anything like that?
Didn't we get a lantern from the elves already?
You got a storm lantern that you were using, yeah.
Okay,
1.
cool. But we've only got 1. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think you were anticipating going underneath.
Yeah. It was kind of dark. Can Talthier find like an weaponsmith instead of an armor smith and see about getting a weapon?
You could try, yeah. So it's only the armor that's sort of shut down to you. What weapon are you thinking?
Well, it's classified the hand weapon, so it's basically any like axe, sword, or whatever.
Yeah. So the
I think
particulars of that will be in Up in Arms, because they give further detail for the different.
I don't have that one.
Hey.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Basically, he's going to go with a typical like monk weapon, so he's thinking like a mace or something blunt.
Okay.
Page 91 for.
Oh, thank you.
Up in Arms.
Yeah. So a mace has the pummel and unbalanced qualities. Yeah. Unbalanced is, I think, -10 to parry, and is that right?
Either that or -1 SL. Probably same.
I think in this game it's the flat modifier to it because success levels I could be wrong, but I thought it was because success level you can't get yourself into a success the way you can in Imperium Maledictum.
What's the cost for a mace?
Just bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to turn to the weapon qualities. Who's the one who scheduled 2 games with such relatively close, similar rules right after one another? Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Unbalance is actually out of Up in Arms, it seems. Here we go. It's one. So you're right, Sean. You're right. You're absolutely right. Unbalanced when this weapon is used to oppose an incoming attack suffers a -1 SL penalty to that attack.
Gotcha.
It's an opposed rule, so that makes sense. It would be success level. So.
And what's the pummel trait?
The pummel trait is an old trait. Pummel. They're especially good at battering foes into submission. If you score a head hit with a pummel weapon, attempt an opposed strength and endurance test against the struck opponent. If you win the test, the opponent gains the stunned condition. Also known as the whack-a-mole trait. And the mace costs 15 shillings.
I will just pay that straight out. I'm not going to haggle that.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I feel like you got your critical fail out of your system.
Nope, not risking it.
Nah? All right.
Nope.
See if you can change up your gold while you're there.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, is he willing to do that?
To which?
To cash out my gold coins and get shillings.
Well, give us a haggle check.
He's not a money changer. So
yeah, look at this. By the way, while we're here, can I change these big coins out for smaller ones? I mean, you could do it with a successful haggle. I think I'm fine with that.
No, they usually want to cut. We'll not do that.
Okay. All right. So then so you got yourself your mace. So the mace does strength bonus plus 4 damage. It has 1 encumbrance and it has the pummel and unbalanced traits or qualities.
Got it.
Okay. Alwyn's got. You spent all your stuff. Thognoth, is there anything else that you think? What about for the rest of you guys pooling cash for any supplies you might need? Any ropes or things like that? Anyone want a bowl? I got a great deal in a bowl for you.
Would you say a bowl?
Yeah. Guys, there's a tent here. We're missing our synergistic branding opportunity here.
Seriously.
Like a bowl sling for something.
I don't know if you saw that, John. We got that email from a company that manufactures tents and stoves.
I saw that.
I don't know if I told you. I got a follow-up from them, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
These, the whatever marketing company they have that's suggesting, brand pairings, they are not earning their money. Not a wise pairing. Not that I wouldn't love to come to you live from a tent with a stove, but
right.
That seems an odd pairing. Anyway, do you want to buy a tent? Camp underneath the city? The lovely smells of the sewer. That may be preferable to the Thognoth, to the boat for Thognoth, but.
If we're going to be mapping out the systems, I should probably get like a sketching materials. Make sure we can accurately display where we've been.
So this is kind of interesting. There is something called a Davrik lamp. It costs... Where is it here? Davrik lamp is 2 gold crowns. It is a safety lamp emitting the light of a candle first developed for Reichland's mines by master engineer Davrik Stephenson. It flares brightly in fire damp, explosive gases. After 1d10 rounds of exposure to the lamp, the fire damp will explode. It is wise to withdraw before it happens. So I'm not sure if you're expecting any explosive gases down there, but that could be a way of testing for that. I mean, the Skaven you've encountered is poisonous gases they've been using, not explosive gases, but it's a neat little miscellaneous trapping that they've got listed.
What's the availability for that? Do we have a shot of getting it?
It's a good... Oh, it is rare, so it'd be 30% chance.
that would use up all my coin if I got that. So
Unless you haggle. Could drive that price down.
Get back on the horse there, Talther.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. We can try that then.
So let's first see if it's available. So it'll be 30%, 3-0.
Okay, and we'll shoot for E 30 or less. Oh. No, I did
greater
that wrong.
than, yeah. But so
it's
no,
not there.
unfortunately, the they've been snatched up by other folks.
Right, I rolled a 98 on that one, so yeah, my broke the haggle streak.
If there's no, so following this forward is rare, but there is excavation going on in here. Who do you think may have snatched all them up?
Probably Grozem, or the Orhar's people.
Yeah, so maybe you could try accessing it through Orhar's people.
Okay. Anybody good for a diversion over to the excavation area?
Yeah, we can. Well, yeah, we can definitely ask them. I want to ask them about some arrows. I did want to see, because they're scarce,
Yeah.
if there was any lockpicks
Ooh.
in town, because they're not super common. So I thought,
Sure. If they're
While
scarce,
we're out shopping.
that'll be a 60. Go ahead and give us a percentage roll.
100, yeah. No.
Okay.
I haven't got enough money. I was going to have to start begging for some money anyway, but I thought I'd check while we were in town. 'Cause they're a
Talther,
bit
since
rare.
you're not able to buy anything here, would you? So why don't we do this then? If you're asking Orhar's people, they are rare. So why don't you give us another percentile roll, Talther?
I will split the symbol.
Nice. Okay, so they do have one, and I think because you were going through Orhar, you will get it at half price.
Okay, so no need to haggle there. We'll just pick it up.
Okay, so it'll be 1 gold crown. So you have, that is on page 308, 309. The listing is in 308. The description is on 309 of the core rule book.
And you said it was a what lantern?
A Davric, Davrich.
There it is. Cool. Got it.
Okay.
I think I should go for a backup weapon,
Okay. What are you thinking?
even though these inferior manling. Probably an inferior manling axe.
Okay. Oof.
Which is page 91 and up in arms.
Yeah. Do you wish to haggle? Or are you just going to spend the 10 shillings?
I look at Talther. I trust you.
You certain?
Okay. Let me roll
Yeah,
for
I will attempt to get this for on Thognok's behalf.
I got 1 degree of success.
You may regret this.
So
I'll spend a fortune point just to try to reach.
because I think that does hit to the astounding failure with the.
He's got away with it. You ain't gone back to the same guy, have you?
You can't be a smuggler. You need to change everything. Hey,
There you go. You were this close to becoming the, like, you know how we always make jokes about Dave rolling weather? Mm-hmm. You were about to become the resident negotiator.
Obviously, in every shop, do not serve this man.
Yeah,
Right.
have you seen this man?
Okay, so because that was a tie, actually. What is your score in? I think your score is
43.
43, and his evaluate was 60. So,
Okay.
so it does not mean that you're paying more. It doesn't mean you're not able to buy it. It's just that there's no discount that's on offer here.
Got a really good evaluate. Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean he's a merchant. Like, what else does he do?
Yep.
So then that'd be 10 shillings, so half a crown effectively.
I will pay the man.
Okay. So as you've got this in your character sheet, I imagine, but hack and unbalanced qualities.
Cool. Yeah, I left the last one on there, so I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it makes
I
lane.
marked it in the sewers, but I'll just leave the whole thing as is to remind us all of the
shame.
infamy.
This is
the
my
shame.
axe of shame.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you guys wish to acquire?
Am I able to find parchment's very common? I was just going to get some more of those for 1 shilling each.
Yep. If you anything that is common, you need not roll for, and unless you're haggling, then you can just pay the regular price for it.
Okay. I will do that. I'll get a bit of that, and I'll make sure that I document our travels through the.
Do you have a quill and ink?
I do.
Okay.
I got a writing kit, so I do have the
perfect
necessary stuff for that.
Okay.
I'll get 5 sheets, so put me up to 8 total.
Anything else you guys wish to acquire?
Let's
I've got
see.
bandages.
And we covered lighting, so we're good with lights.
You have 2 lanterns now.
2 lanterns now.
The
Yeah.
Derek
Yeah,
lantern and then the...
Yeah. And I'll have a mace and a free hand for the lantern, so we should be good there.
Okay.
What else could we use?
The arrows got concluded, Alwyn. You got that all taken care of?
I've got normal arrows. I'm going to try and get some elf ones. I'm just wondering about some sort of rope. Would that
Oh, that's
be
not
a
a
thing that
bad
we
call.
might come in useful?
It's not a terrible call.
I'm trying to find where... I can see where the pole is. The 3-yard pole here is on page 303. I wonder where a rope is.
I can't see it.
I see
I'm looking.
I see maybe 308.
Yeah, 308 is where it is. Miscellaneous trappings.
Yeah.
Oh, it comes 10 yards.
8 shillings and 4 pennies.
Yeah.
That would definitely clean me out.
Unless you haggle.
Yeah, I'm not the best at haggling. You can't use the attractive talent, can you? No, that's for charm.
Click on your talent. Let's see. Is it any social things or does it only charm? Nah, it says charm.
Charm, yeah.
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 Really only helps for getting people to buy drinks for you. So
I could attempt to haggle, but I'm getting low on fortune points.
I'll spend the money and then I'll use attractive to get me the beer in future.
okay.
Because I won't have any money.
All right. So you got 10 yards of rope that has an encumbrance rating of 1.
Okay, yeah. I'll drag that in.
Anything else anyone else requires?
Now, what else can we use down there?
Broom. Crutch. An ear pick. Ooh, a gavel. Guys, there's a gavel.
A rake.
Mm-hmm. Mop.
We're going to pass on the pole.
Going in as a cleaning service, are we?
Yeah, I like it. They list a mop is impressive.
Guys,
Yeah.
Some wooden teeth.
I wonder if that is a trapping for one of the entry-level careers for, like, servant.
probably is.
That would track.
How'd you do in your lockpicks, Alwyn? Did you get...
There's none in town, I'm afraid.
Gotcha.
There's not in town.
I'll meet
Not
you later.
available. Let's see.
Okay. Crowbar. And you have an axe and a hammer, so maybe that's all you need.
It's on the edge.
Don't see anything immediate.
How did I get on with speaking to Orha about
Yeah.
arrows while we were looking at the lantern?
Why don't you give us some time to
Alpha
check
was-
my GM screen here? Why don't you give us a... Give us an easy charm check, please. And you can apply your Luscious Locks benefit as well. Nice. All right. So let's say... There's a 2d5 roll. Please.
So if I... Oh, yeah. I'll just see what the...
make it 3d5, because that didn't include your success level.
3d5.
From attractive. Nine elven arrows.
Cool. Nice.
Okay. And is there anything else you guys require? Are you bringing Astrid down into the sewers again?
How noisy was Astrid last time?
Not, actually. She didn't do much of anything else, but...
No. I don't think she did help out, actually.
Did she?
I think she did attack one of them. Yeah, I will then. I will take...
Good girl.
Astrid,
okay. So then, Talther, I think... are you out of money, Talther, or do you still have some coin?
I still have a gold crown left.
Okay. Is it burning a hole in your pocket?
It is.
How about you, Thognoth?
I don't think there's any urgencies. I'm just debating if there's... Yeah, I mean, I'm picking over the... Probably don't get the crowbar. I don't think there's anything else.
If anyone's got any problems spending their money, I'm happy to help.
Well, I'm thinking either I get like something to carry stuff in, like a backpack or some kind of big sack in case we find stuff.
Yeah, backpack 301.
Yeah. I think I'm going to pick up a backpack.
Okay.
It's a 4 shillings and 10 pennies.
Okay.
Let's drop that down.
So there's 12 pennies per shilling, right?
Yeah, I did the conversion on the sheet.
Oh, great.
And then I got some extra shillings if Alwyn needs some.
Nah, I'm cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Thognoth? Is he turning that crowbar over in the store?
It's that customer that just keeps staring at something. And
Yeah.
Do you need anything, sir? No, I'm good. Thanks. No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Where I can shove my parchment and all my other stuff in the backpack, so it's not really encumbering me.
Okay.
Where I'm trying to find out where my max encumbrance is on this thing.
That's a good
Next to
question.
your money. It's next to your money. So where your wealth is on the combat sheet.
Okay, got it.
Right next to you.
So
Okay.
max of 5. If I put my... Okay, so I'm under. Okay.
All right. Then I'm just going to move this map down here for now. Anything else you guys wish to do during your excursion out? You still have a few hours left before sunset before you need to make your way back.
Trying to figure out where we want to stay for the night.
Yeah, while we're with the elves, we'll inquire, if Grozum is in agreement. Have they got a place suitable that we could stay at that's...
I think what they're going to propose is Orhar's his entrepot that where you guys first met him. There's space in the back where they could throw some cots down, and you guys could stay there. So it's not as luxurious, but it's unlikely that anyone would know where you would be. And the last place anyone would think two dwarves would hide would be in an elf's shop.
Yep.
So that is on
agreeable.
offer as an alternative place.
What do you think, Thognoth? Elf's house or a boat?
He just shakes his head, and we'll take it, Orhar. We'll take it.
Rock and hard place comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the back of it, as long as no one tells on Thognoth, he slept in the back. This is for the second for his elving accommodations. Having slept in the and losing his axe. It's a rough day. It's a rough 24-hour period.
So one thing that Orhar would want to discuss then is what happens at your place then. Do we just leave it unoccupied?
I mean, probably talk with Grozem as to valuables. You know, like what would they want? Like, what should we take with us?
Yeah, that's so they also talked to Grozem about that when at sunset when you meet up. But one thing Orhar, like, what he I think wants for you to consider is that his elves are not here to be, cannon fodder, as it were. So like he wouldn't want to. Although there's a strategic value in leaving pretend guards to make it look as if you are still there, the people he has with him, they're not warriors, like they're not soldiers. So while they would, because you are trying to assist them with their task, they're happy to try and protect you as they can, as they would any number of their, one of their own. Setting them up as guards is just tantamount to letting them, if there are more assassins who will come, it's tantamount to just setting them out to die.
Yeah, I assume they wouldn't be there if we weren't there.
Okay.
Could I suggest maybe that we leave a light on or a candle on, quite a long running candle to show that
fire start.
Well, and also have someone just watching the house from across the road or another accommodation, just to see if they make an attempt, who shows up, how many show up, just for information, if nothing else.
Recon.
So just so we're keeping on up to speed with what they're doing and whether they are trying to still get at Grozem, etc.
Are you volunteering, Alwyn?
I mean, if there's no other volunteers, then I want to take that task. It's just, I don't know if we're venturing in the sewers the next day, whether he needs to be rested up. But
right, that'd be my only. As long as you get to sleep, or whoever of us go, that we get to sleep. We could go in. I guess we could go in shifts to.
Could take it in turns, yeah.
Some of you are more predisposed to stealthy surveillance than others. It's the only reason partly because you proposed it, Owen, but also because you're, I think, more inclined in that direction than Talther or Thognov.
Talther's got some wounds to heal, so he needs his rest.
Yeah, that's a fair point as well. I mean, I'd happy to go with a couple of the elves if they were, up for it.
I mean, the more that you send, the more likely you are to be discovered. And more to the point, you don't know where those assassins came from last time either. So the more you have spread out, the more likely it is to expose them. They'll do that if there's no other plan. But if you need to get rest to go in to avoid exhaustion, then they will send one person to keep watch.
Yeah, it was only a suggestion rather than it has to be done. Yeah.
I think it's a good suggestion, or Har at least thinks it's a good suggestion. It's just a question of who you're sending. They will have, if you wish to have one of the elves, while they're not warriors, they all have some degree of hunting capability. They could pick the best among their number and have them hide and watch.
It was definitely not in the same building, just within sight, keep out of the way. Just if you don't even see anything, then so be it. But, no risk sort of situation he was proposing.
They are absolutely on board with that, and they'll happily send one of the elves to do so. Okay. Any other commerce that needs to happen before we...
well, let's see. So how long do we plan on being down there? Do you think we need provisions? I mean, that's not the plan. So I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
If it goes that way, though, I think it's gone horribly wrong.
And it's better not to starve. So I think I'll pick up a few rations, days worth of rations.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a day's worth is one thing. Yeah.
Well, a few days. I'm gonna get 5. It'll cost me 10 shillings.
Okay.
What book is that on?
It's page 302.
302. Gotcha. Proficient.
I think I'll acquire something from Grozim's kitchen before we leave,
Oh, good call.
as the funds are slightly stretched.
Oh, I'll totally eat whatever free food there is, but no, this is just simply for if we get stuck somewhere.
I think the rations are like the reason that you're paying what you're paying for them is because they are secure and whatnot. They won't be, because there is a risk of exposure when you're consuming food of poor quality, and I think trying to bundle something up that isn't properly prepared or whatnot, there's a risk as well. Bringing it to the sewer, that you may expose yourself. It's a small one, and I mean it's almost fun to be inflicted with something called the galloping trots, but
Maybe I should buy some digestive tonics.
I think Alwyn I think he'd be used to that.
This game is amazing.
Sort of situation. I think he'd take the risk.
Take the risk. You got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's hoping not to have to use them anyway.
We have a medic as well among you. So I think, the rating, his thing. The thing is, the food that you're bringing with you, I think that's probably also likely to expire after a day or so, whereas the rations will last longer. Thognoth, did you wish to buy any rations as well, or are you just going to...
I think it'll go the same way as Alwyn. I mean, the plan is it's just really an emergency.
Yeah.
And if this was supposed to be a major multi-day excavation, that would be different. But I think hopefully we won't need these at all. But in case of emergency, break glass, food. So
yeah. So guys, how did your Warhammer game ended? Oh, half of us shit ourselves to death in a sewer. So.
Well, I do have some training in healing, but I don't think that's going to help.
Well, you got the, what do you call it, the Grim and Perilous Maylocks, right? So I think you guys are good to go.
How much is a digestive tonic? Just in case. I saw that in here. What's that?
Is it under medical or something like that?
It's drugs and poison. No, it's just after drugs. Herbs and draughts on 307. It's only 3 shillings. It's common. It'll help recover from stomach ailments.
Yep, plus 20 to recovery tests from stomach ailments such as the galloping trots.
Yeah, I'm getting one of those.
The bloody flux. All right. So
that's
I
3
believe
shillings.
Everyone.
I'm broke again.
Okay. Everyone is stocked up then. So then why don't we take our mid-session break now, and then we'll come back and see how the conversation with Grozim goes. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. All right. Hey, everybody in chat. Hope you are having a great start to your weekend.
Rat traps.
Rat traps?
Somebody commented, get really big rat traps.
Not a bad plan. Not necessarily a bad plan.
Yeah. Load them up with cheese.
I think Warpstone might be an appropriate thing for Skaven. Let's see. All right. Let's see, guys.
I got a little fan in the background. Can you hear it?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, cool.
No.
It does not like blowing on me. It's just pulling air out. So.
Oh yeah. So long as typically, like for most part, unless the fan is blowing in your direction, then it doesn't get picked up because you guys like the modern mics. Their gain is usually not so hypersensitive. It's going to pick up everything. Robert had that one fan that he uses that blows kind of directly on him, so that's where that gets picked up. But sometimes
I got a nice little sound muffler on my mic. I paid decent for it, so
yeah,
that'll
nice.
work.
Excellent. Okay, so then, guys, what? If anything, do you wish to do before heading back at sundown? There was a suggestion of potentially dealing with Zakon, or at least that's what Orhar had suggested. Do you wish to follow up on that, or are you going to leave that for in the event that your spelunking proves to be for naught?
Well, officially, as far as Orhar knows, we don't have anything tying him to the Skaven directly, so I think acting on that might seem out of character as far as his perception goes. And
oh, you might be muted, Sean. So, toast to Mo.
Just think we've gone half a session without doing that.
Yeah.
He's always in memory.
Since we've figured out where we're going to stay, we've gone shopping. We could keep an eye on the bakery, just for kicks. Reconnoiter, see if he comes back. I guess that's where we're going in. So we could, see what happens there in the meantime, if we don't have anything else to do.
Well, that was my other point of interest is there another entry point to the sewer that we can investigate?
You did come out at a different spot than where you came in.
Because there must be multiple entrances. And I'm thinking maybe if we could find somewhere closer to the excavation site, it would potentially miss out part of their tunnels, may mean less of them, maybe less traps, all sorts of different possibilities that it might not be as well protected, that sort of thing.
Rosa might have information on that since he's the engineer.
Well, if we've got a bit of downtime, I was going to try and take a walk with Astrid and see if we can use her keen ears to see if she can hear anything, stop at any sort of points where there may be like an entry point to the sewers. I mean, is there any sort of public, not public, but like a manhole cover type approach to the sewers anywhere in the town?
I think probably around there are places where there'd be like this is modern enough, so there'd be not sluices, but there'd be grading entrance down to there, and there's got to be access points to it. Maybe not like manholes like we would see in modern streets, but
I guess sort of drainage sort of holes as well where it would flood in potentially.
It occurs to me you guys were also, this is going back a couple months now, but after your initial encounter, your first evening at Grozim's, there was discussion of potentially calling in an expert.
A rat.
Oh.
Rat catcher.
Rat catchers would most definitely have an idea of the... there are sewer jacks who sort of like protect the sewers, guards, but there's also... Rat catchers would most certainly have a sense of the layout of the sewers. It's their bread and butter. They're disgusting, furry, murderous bread and butter.
Whether they'd want to be involved without some coinage is the question there, I guess.
We just lost John. John, you still there?
I'm still here. Firefox is chewing up my memory, so I had to close it.
Oh, okay.
So I might do a little bit of recon if we've got a bit of time, like I say, with Astrid. Listening out, in case there's the faint sound of like, I don't know, activity underneath in the tunnels.
Sure. Yeah.
Them trying to dig and stuff.
Sure. So you may spend an hour or so just wandering around trying to find another place where there's...
Yeah, looking for other access, or entrances to the sewer, and listening out at the same time in case.
What about Tother and Thognoth? Anything you guys wish to do while Alwyn and Astrid are doing their reconnoitering? Oops, Astrid's very excited for this.
Yep. Indeed. The only thing I was thinking of is just keeping an eye on the bakery. If we had a good spot, Thognoth isn't sneaky. You'd have to have a good spot to just sit out of sight as best possible. That's a thought. Talther, do you have any?
Talther's of the mind that he doesn't want to get into any more trouble than necessary. So he might decide not to go out and do anything.
He feels scandalized after the marketplace.
Oh yeah, no, he yeah. I mean, if you want him to come along, he will. It's not his first preference.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It'd be a little interesting if he showed up. Obviously, the bakery's completely shuttered, right, Kevin? It's not a business, not operating.
Definitely not. Yeah. No, not in that neighborhood.
Presumably, the only one that would show would be him, and I don't really know what we'd do if it was him. The only thing is we'd know he's in there, which obviously, if we do decide to use that opening, it'd be valuable to know who's in there. What are the chances we use that entryway, you think?
But would you stay overnight, though? You wouldn't, would you? So we'd have to recon again the next day anyway, wouldn't we?
When are we going? We're going tonight? No.
No, we're going tomorrow.
I thought we'd go during the day, less...
Yeah. I see.
To be more active at night, didn't they? I don't know that, but from our previous encounters and that.
And with some thought of what was our determination on keeping an eye on Grozim's place? Did we make a decision?
there's an elf guard, or whatever you want to call an elf person. He's going to watch
Okay.
from a distance.
They're taking care of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. It's not a bonanza, but it could be interesting, to know what's happening at the bakery overnight. If we took shifts or something, but maybe it's not worth it.
Let's talk about here.
Overnight. Yeah, I definitely need to heal a bit before we do anything. So
Well, it's worth. Let's take a look at exhaustion, just because I think that the game I don't
6 hours
remember.
we
But I
need.
think there is something about a lack of sleep. So just so you know what your chances are of. Say we went through this before when we were going to do the sleep before. I think some of you guys fell asleep as a group.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, me and Frederick, I think, fell asleep and left Katerina.
Right.
I think it was 6 hours, I want to say, you need. But
Let's see. Psychology. Next thing was conditions. I tell you, Sean, I'm already missing the sidebars from Imperium Meltdown.
Yeah, those are nice.
Great
I like those.
cross-referencing.
Yeah.
In it.
There is there's a dialogue box at page 169 of how much rest.
I think that's to recover from fatigue,
It is.
though.
Yeah. I don't know if if we don't find anything else, it might be useful, but
Yeah, 'cause I thought we came across this before. Let me take a look at the glossary or the index. Here we go. Sleep. 241 it says. That is a spell. That is not helpful. How about I don't think it's gonna be under a lack of sleep. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look at the skill toughness or endurance.
fatigue is on 169.
Yeah, which is the condition.
Does say how much rest in one of them grey boxes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about. It seems like that references how long it takes to recover from being.
Yeah.
It says how much rest is required to remove it, yeah.
Yeah. Getting tired.
Oh, that's on the page
Fucking
before
me.
getting tired.
Unbelievable. On the opposite page. Last box. For GMs keen to have characters tiring as they undertake strenuous activity, use the following rule. Gain 1 fatigue condition if you fail an endurance test after a number of rounds. So that's not going without sleep.
That's exertion, yeah.
Let's see here.
Sounded so promising at the very beginning of it.
It seemed like it would be an easy answer because I feel like we had found an answer to this before. Oh, here we go. So other damage is starting on page 181. Thirst and starvation, exposure, drowning, but nothing about lack of sleep.
sounds like it's leaving rules up for the GM to determine.
That'd be unlike this game because if it's got rules for the bloody flux, I think that.
Well, that was probably somebody's big interest. How do we make this even worse for the players?
No, this is it's a very highly simulationist game, which makes me think that there's got to be rules for it. You know what? I'm just going to do a quick interweb search. So I cannot imagine we're the first group to come across this. All right. Exhaustion. How about I spell exhaustion correctly? Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Unconscious.
There are no mechanics for forcing characters to sleep or eat regularly. There are rules for... Oh, here we go. There are rules for that. So someone says that's not right. Here's one suggestion. Every 24 hours of activity without rest, the characters will make a toughness test. If they fail, they have -10. So then they get fatigue until they get sleep. Yeah, that works. And I think I'll just have escalating checks for fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just did an exhaustive word search of sleep in the PDF. It, nope. Nothing.
Yeah, so I think it'll just be like a challenging endurance check after the first 24-hour period, and then every 6 hours afterwards with... Yeah. So, boy, Reddit must be linked in with like internet searches or stuff like that, because I'm getting some weird displays when I was backing out of the app. Okay, so then so anyway, Thognauth, that means if you're particularly, good with your endurance skill, then you may not have any issue with going without sleep for the night if you wish to watch the bakery. It does run the risk of a fatigue, and that would just delay your entry into the sewers by 6 hours as you get to the necessary sleep to shake that fatigue condition.
I mean, alternatively, we could get up in the morning and get an eye on it a couple hours before we go in, if we even use that entrance.
Yeah, that might. It would be a more up-to-date, sort of surveillance if we haven't done the whole overnight thing. Going sort of early in the morning.
I think you could also request that one of the elves goes and watch there too. If you've already got someone watching the house, they could send a second person to go and watch the
that's even better.
Bakery. That takes it off of your plate.
Yeah, that would be...
Where Orhar can't help with money or, meaningful supplies, at least they can try and help out with some of the people.
I think that would be lovely.
Okay.
We can give them a decent location or a building, where we've used before, to give them a good hiding spot.
Okay. Anything else you wish to do before you meet with Grosim?
Can't think anything.
We're good.
Okay.
Just whether I have any success, I guess, with the...
Yeah. So then what we'll do is... Let's use... There we go. Let's use... I think... Let me check something here. Because I like in Traveler, we have that task chain mechanic that's really fucking cool, where you make a check on one skill, and the outcome of that will tell you what the modifier is for the next skill in the chain. And it's a really nice way of synergizing, where like you're trying to aid another but actually make a specific roll out of it. And it's never huge swings one way or the other, so it doesn't like turf your thing or guarantee success. But I'm going to take a look at the...
So is that a way of combining skills, sort of?
Exactly. So like in this case, like what I'm thinking is your animal training will help you with your perception.
Okay. So if it goes well, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here. So let's do this. There isn't a task chain, but we'll treat it as extended tasks. Why don't you give us an average animal handling check? and we'll combine the success levels together. So it could be your great training with Astrid, or your degrees of failure together. You want to fortune point that?
Yeah, I'm going to give that another go.
Okay.
Because I'm quite good at it.
Yeah, nice. All right. Wait, is that the... Are you rolling on the dog sheet, or why is it showing dog? Or is that the specialization?
Under animal training, you get different animals.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you can have, dog, horse, whatever.
Got my training in dog.
The dog trains himself.
Specialization. All the animal ones are specialized, I think.
Okay, great. So then that is 3 success levels. Astrid, this is something she's going to be quite good at. So the trying to find more of these. Turns out she may have more of a nose for rodents than her prey drive, I guess, is quite high. So go ahead and give us then a perception check, please. Average, once again.
Okay.
You want to fortune point that?
That does seem high, doesn't it?
Currently, you are at a 1 levels of success.
I'm going to go for it.
Nice. That is 6 SL total. So you can picture in our montage of you guys looking around, you're going through town and sniffing at the some of the entrances to the sewers. I think that some folks just assume that you're, what, a bit big for a rat catching dog, isn't it?
Oh, she's got a good nose. Good nose, though.
Oh,
Meant for catching bigger rats.
good girl, good girl. So you snoop around and whatnot, and I think what you find is 2 potential entrances here. And I think to distinguish, let me think here. Do you have any? I'll try and think of what information I can give you about the 2. But if you have any specific questions about them too, feel free to ask. I think one is going to be more obvious that Astrid is agitated by being near it, so it likely sees more frequent use, and one of them likely sees less frequent use.
And what about sort of distance from the excavation site? Is one closer, or are they sort of similar-ish sort of distance away?
I think... Ooh, that's a good question. Let me roll randomly here. So the more active one is closer to the dig location. The other one is further away from the dig location.
Okay. Is there anything else? Is one more sort of, maybe a stupid question, is one more public, as in, if we wanted to access it, would more people sort of notice us accessing this?
I don't think so. I think both are probably as common, but one added benefit of a net of +6 is people would suspect, it seems as if people are thinking there's some new rat catcher in town with a huge fucking dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So like, if they see you going in the sewer, they're not going to think like, "What's that guy up to?" And it's like,
I've sort of done a bit of sort of I don't know, prep work almost, that we might be going in to do some.
I look forward to the critical fail for when you are confronted by one of the other rat catchers. It's like, "Hey, no non-guilders."
Get the union onto you.
Exactly. This is a union town, fella.
Yeah, and they're both sort of fairly similar sort of access. It wouldn't be hard to get into as a group.
No,
Okay.
neither. The one that is further away from the dig, I think, is less used. That one is just based on Astrid's reaction. It is most likely to be the one that is going to have less immediate activity underneath.
Yep. And And from either of them, can we actually sort of hear anything? If I spend a little bit of time, like the active one, can I actually hear anything while we're there?
Give us a challenging perception check, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not holding out. Nah, critical fail.
Okay.
No, I think he'll think he's done fairly well with that and just leave it at that point, I think.
Okay.
And report back to the rest of the group
Sure.
what we've managed to find.
So when we're assuming you guys are meeting back up at Grozim's place, and as Talther and Thognoth are returning, let's see here, one of you give us a challenging perception check with a +1 success level for the help from the other.
Go ahead, Telther.
Okay.
Yeah, right the hell.
Challenging. Target bonus 1. Oh, no. SL1.
SL1.
There you go.
Very nice. Okay, let me make my check here.
Yeah, I know for Thognoth, for interaction rolls or perception rolls, that's auto. Go ahead.
I forgot the helmet thing, so I was like, oh, do I have a higher one than he? I probably do have a higher one than he does.
Yep.
Oh, wait, you got that? Oh, no, you didn't. See, isn't it looking better now that you didn't actually get that armor?
Oh, well, I wouldn't have got the light armor doesn't actually interfere with the head, so
okay.
It's
It don't add the SL either, does it? That bonus.
It doesn't, no. So I got to pull
right.
Have
3.
to manually.
That's manual.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because there's too many of the talents where it depends on if you succeed on the test.
Ah, okay. So it's just notes, sort of.
Right. To remind you to do the math afterwards.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of those are also fairly situational, too.
Yeah.
Right, so, but... Okay. I am checking...
Oh, I think one time me and you were going to have to discuss what my doomed vision was for how Talther saw himself die.
Well, when did he see himself die?
Well, the doomed talent is Soothsayer took you aside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to have to figure that out.
To the Temple of Moor. Or
Hopefully
the
it's not
Garden
starvation.
of Moor. All right. I was trying to find... Where the heck are you? It's in my rule book here. They changed. I haven't taken a look at it, but apparently they changed the cover to Tribes and Tribulations. I haven't taken a look at it yet. Yeah, I got a notification that they updated the thing. They said they changed the cover art, and like the cover art on Tribes and Tribulations is super fucking cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So I don't know why they necessarily would have made that change, but
indeed. Let's see.
I can't remember the name of the artist. He's it's got a Spanish name, but he's been very, very popular for just Paizo stuff, does Call of Cthulhu stuff, and Warhammer stuff, and he did the cover for it. And
I'm trying to remember what it was before, because I don't think I have
this
that
is what the original cover was.
It's still that unless it's still that on drive-through, unless the update is something
Non-shiny.
minor. Yeah. Unless they mean they kept the cover, but they made a little change to it or something.
Oh, maybe they just like relocated or changed the font. The artist's name is Victor Leza. I don't think that's his proper name. Victor Leza is like anglicized because it's got like two middle names, the way that some Spanish names do. And the Chaosium ones give him this full name. Ditto for the Paizo stuff, but Victor Leza, amazing. I absolutely love his stuff in Call of Cthulhu. In particular. He did all the art for that the adventure for the Wild West one, the Darker Trails. Like all the art in it is just absolutely fucking incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
For Call of Cthulhu Down Darker Trails?
Yeah, the adventure is I can't remember what it's called. It is called, where is it? It's on my shelf here. The heck is it? It's succeeding in its stealth check.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Oh, Shadows over Stillwater.
Oh yeah, that rings a bell.
Oh, it looks great. All the art in it is just phenomenal, and he does tons of it. For as detailed as his art is, it's amazing how much interior art he does. Yep. Anyway, I'll stop showering praise on him, and I'll make my or compare my contested roll here. All right, so I got 2 degrees of success. You got 2 degrees of success.
Technically,
3 degrees of success. That's right. So as you guys get back, I think what you're probably back before Alwyn is and before Grozem is. And Alwyn returns with Astrid, and I'm guessing just due to kind of paranoia, you look outside and whatnot, and what you can see, Talther, is maybe it's just because of the way the light is hitting, but on the far side of the street, there's a little gap between buildings that people can kind of scooch their way through, and you can see the gleam of beady rat eyes. They seem, to your mind, to be watching the house, and you're fairly confident they were not there earlier today.
Yeah.
So Alwyn comes in, and you're not aware of this. How do you share the information about the 2 options? How do you describe that? And then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So we've been searching through the town, looking for possible entrances to the sewer. 2 options. We've got one that seems to be more active and frequented, that is closer to the dig site, but because of that it might be slightly more dangerous as an entry point, and then one that's further away, which looks like it's seen less traffic, less activity. But I think both are closer than the shop, are they? Would I say that?
Both are closer.
Entrance
yes.
from
let me
the
see
dig
here.
location.
Yes.
Okay. So we might avoid, some of that sewerage where they had the traps and where we encountered the others last time. They might not be expecting us to come in at that point, or one of those points, whereas they may have reinforced or, put more traps in where we entered last time. I'm not sure.
Well, it's maybe paranoia speaking or not, but I think there's some beady eyes watching watching the place when I pop my head out the door.
What rat or Skaven?
Rat.
Well,
just little rats. Yeah.
Bigger than normal. Like we're talking terrier-sized rats.
Yeah.
Like giant rats.
Big rats.
Yeah. But not actual Skaven as such.
So if you go to the window and peek out, surreptitiously, Alwyn and Thognoth, you would see precisely what Talther is mentioning.
Well, he did. Talther says, I don't know the extent of how, or if Skaven can talk to their more bestial counterparts, but I think we're being watched.
Frederick was convinced that the rats were talking before, so it's a good chance they do communicate.
So if we do leave this place, we should probably do it from the back or outside that thing's line of sight.
You guys can see Grozem maybe walking across the, or approaching down the street.
And maybe under cover of darkness, if we're going to relocate.
There may be more of them out there.
Yeah, there may be more of them at night. Who knows? I think we could chase off a single rat. It's just how many there are watching.
Maybe you should send Astrid out there. Dogs like to chase rats, right?
These are big rats, though. Caution.
Yeah. May go.
But Astrid's so big.
Well, let's see what Grozem thinks anyway. We can tell him it looks like we're being watched. I think that will help to convince him maybe of the relocation.
Okay. So I'm trying to think here. The Thognoth has a new axe. Talther has a new mace. And Alwyn has a new bow. I'm trying to decide what Grozen would notice when he comes in. So he comes in, you know, and you can hear him bustling with the servant. And then he... What do you mean about leaving? What? And he walks into the main room. What's this of leaving?
I put a mug in his hand to settle things a little. And,
What?
well, you know, they took a crack at you.
Aye.
Earlier.
You, more precisely.
And ignores it. And now they figure that the rest of us, have invaded their domain down below. They failed in their attempt to get you the first time, and they're probably not too happy with the rest of us at this point. So only their incentives are only increased. So there's a notion that perhaps we should relocate temporarily, where they're less likely to know where we are. So we wanted to run it by you and see what you thought.
He takes a long draft from his stein.
I'll gesture him over to the window as well and sort of pull back the curtain. Look, there's rats spying on us now. And
reaches in his... he's got, you know, pouches around his thing. I think he brings out that jeweler's glass that you see in the thing there. And, you know, I always... I'm sure I'm not the only one who does that, but I routinely, if I have to put like a spyglass or something, I close the wrong eye every fucking time. So he puts it up to the... to his eye. He says, "Cool, that's a big rat. He's looking right at us too."
And those are the kinds that don't carry spears and swords.
Aye. Why is he there? I don't recall seeing him when I left this morning.
I think it's reconnoitering would be the word for it, my friend.
Oh, that's that wee beastie's a herald of what's to come, you're saying.
It's a distinct possibility, and after they attacked the other night, it's no theory.
We can't face them here.
It's a thought, but if we could just avoid the whole situation by temporarily relocating with ourselves and any valuables you deemed we should bring with us, it's a thought. And I'll point out, I'll offer that Ohar has offered a location that the theory, because we discussed it with him briefly. He said he would put us up
back into his mug.
He would put us up in a lowbrow location that he thought it would be unlikely that it would be believed we'd be there, especially with dwarves under a elven roof.
He's right in that.
Yeah.
He looks over at Alwyn's and he points at your arrows. Are those gifts from them too?
Yeah, well, you need all the help we can get. They fly straight and true.
We made some purchases at the market. It's going to be dicey down there. We're going to have to be clever. We don't know their numbers.
You're trusting your life and the metalworking of man. He picks up this axe and, like, you'd think he's picking up a rotten piece of chicken. Just
it's not by choice, and I'll be using my Warhammer. That's my backup now, unfortunately. Unless you got something you want to offer.
I wish I did, Thognoth.
Yeah.
I have nae to offer. And he kind of tosses it on the ground, or another ground on the table where you had it, and cleans his hands. Oh.
It's my ambition to retrieve my axe. Sean making a fourth wall reference to his short-term ambition.
Okay. Aye. Well. Thognath, why don't you give us an easy perception check, please? No penalty from your grill or your dome.
From the helm?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. All right, hang on a sec. Yeah. Okay. Easy. Here it comes.
Astounding success.
Nice.
So again, now having talked to Grozin before, you know the struggles that he's been dealing with, right? Like the reason he's working for an elf in the first place, the reason he agreed to work with these humans, the reason he's out here. And then this problem got more complicated, so he got more pissy than he was when he first saw you. He's just been off to meet with them and whatnot. You're seeing that while Grozim has been friendly with Orhar and whatnot, there still is going to be, it's tough to leave behind decades of life where, the elves are always the ones to blame. He's been taking the money, he's been working with him or whatnot. He's now in a high-stress situation. He's now had his duplicity exposed, and now he's being forced to take refuge in the house of the guy he is betraying. Grozim, as you knew him, is at core a decent man who tries to do best for his people. So having to now take further charity that's being offered by the person he's betraying, that's wrapping up with a lot of residual racist stuff and a lot of shame. And so he is working up that. The dwarves have one way of dealing with their, conflicting emotions, and that is unreasonable anger towards pretty much everyone around them. Dwarves are not big on therapy. So,
or at least not the therapy we usually think of as therapy.
No, not what we think of as traditional therapy. So what you can abso-fucking-lutely see this coming, and I think you may have a good sense of how best to try and head this off, or at least help him, back down from the sort of state he is working himself up into.
Well, let's, my friend, we're working to get this settled, and the better the chance that we have a good resolution to our problem, deal with the Skaven, the better chance that this all works out for all parties involved and all the complications. I think it's for the best, considering especially that we can see them reconnoitering us outside. If we can avoid an overnight engagement on their terms, in essence, with their timing, they know what they're up against. They know who we have in here. They're not going to send 3 Skaven. We're going to be up against quite a party and be fighting, and they see the guards outside. So they're going to send quite a party against us. It won't be a cakewalk, and that'll without even being it on their turf where we want to go. So if we can avoid it, I think it's for the best, my friend, or towards trying to find an overall answer to all of our situations.
Why don't you give us an easy charm check?
All right.
Excellent role-playing, too.
Thank you. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm hot. I'm hot right now. I'm hot. I'm taking Jonathan's roles. He dealt with some rough territory there in the rolling, and I'm soaking up some.
Well, let's give credit where it's due. Alwyn also rolled a crit fail on his perception.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Someone must suffer so that someone may fly.
That's right.
So he looks at you, and there's a long moment that he sort of the eye contact holds, and you can see that the tension, or at least some of it, is moving from those shoulders. And say you're right. We're not positioned. This manling's house will not hold out like a Karak. But I hate the idea of skulking in the night. He looks at you, Alwyn. If they're watching, they know what's going on. Can you use that bow?
I can use it, yeah.
Oi, why not we use that then? Put a stick in their eye. And then go where they're not looking.
We could either ambush the ambushers or visit them while they're away, you mean?
I mean, shoot that thing from across the street. Is that the only one watching? Talton, you're pretty confident from where you were, because I imagine when you saw that, you're like, fuck, where else? As far as you can tell, it's the only one. And you're fairly certain it was not there before.
Yeah. I'll say from what I've seen, it's the only one present.
It's also, it wasn't there when you and Thoknoth got home.
That's the spirit, my friend. That's the Gorosm I was reaching for.
I'll get things ready, and I'll not have those elves dying for the sake of our deception. If you can make use of those things, take that scout out.
Yeah, I'll give it a go, certainly. I'll try and get a vantage point from a upper floor or something.
And I'll tell ye when I'm ready. So you could definitely, upper floor, all the windows would open, and you likewise could climb to the roof if you choose.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it give you any sort of advantage being higher ground.
I think it would give you an advantage for the stealth, because let's take a look at, I can't remember if there's a benefit from aiming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a maximum of +3 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And I think there is from a higher position. Wasn't that in the block of modifiers? Wasn't that one of the...
I think so, yeah.
Could be.
Because we had that come up in... There's a benefit when there's firing
161.
Well, actually, we've got the... Here, combat mods block is also a handout here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
I was on the ball a little bit. All right. Shooting when you spent your last action aiming is +20.
Nice.
Depends whether it's a small target. That's a slight negative.
Oh, yeah.
It is a small target.
It's fair.
So it'd be -10, but you got +20 from the aiming. I don't see a higher position necessarily
what sort of
benefiting
range?
you.
Would it be short range or?
What's the range of your new bow?
50.
50? Oh, yeah, then that would be definitely within it. Remember, your elven arrows also add +50, 50 to your range when you use them.
Yeah, so that gives you +20 short range.
There you go.
Less than half the weapon range. Yeah, that's good.
Yep, so that'll be +30, 30 total so far.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I shall try and find a suitable spot then.
Why don't you give us an... so this will be... I'm assuming you're trying to do this without being noticed, so why don't you give us a stealth check at easy, because I'm going to say you've got some cover here.
Okay.
Okay. We've got 2 success levels. Nice. All right. So are you waiting for the go-ahead once everyone's got their shit all together, ready to move? You guys will take a lot less time to pack than what Grozem will, but Grozem does have some stuff hidden around the house.
And after I'm packed, I'm going to stand by, who knows, just for a little ground troop preparation, just if I have to run out there and finish it off or something.
So in the sort of this main floor room, where would you... do you want me to make that map bigger so you guys can position your tokens?
Sure.
Okay, I can do
I'll
that.
leave Astrid with you as well, so you can, can run out and...
So here we go, guys. Yeah, there we go. That'll be... And then let me make you guys all shrink. Watch this. I'm like Rick Moranis. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and position yourselves where you'd like in the main floor or in the house in general.
I think I'll be over here looking out the window.
Okay.
Because I might be able to toss a miracle or something, just as long as I can see.
And I'm assuming this door is closest to the action, not the back door back there.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
And I'm going to be on the roof somewhere, so...
Third floor or something.
Right on.
It should be up.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you, Alan? So you're up here somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah, just
Your hair
like that.
caught in the lakeside breeze. Okay, he's a good-looking man. Then what you find, Grozem finishes up everything, gets everything packed, and he is, let me move him to the frontier. Boom, there he is. Hello.
Grozem.
Grozem's ready. Just token a bit smaller. There we go. Okay. Then, with him prepared, he's got his case that he's bringing behind. He's got a bunch of things under his. Talter, if you don't mind helping him, he actually probably could use one extra set of hands.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I can do that. I'll actually move back. I don't think Dog and Othman actually need my...
Well, I think you guys are like racing out. It's like you're just ready to go. It's not a matter of like when it goes down, you're going to run off because you will have time. But just once you're ready. So if you want to be watching out in the event any miracles are required.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then, Alwyn, let me
Blessings.
grab the stats for what you are shooting.
I think...
Do you have something you could do, Talter, to help here?
I'm wondering if I got something to boost to speed, because a fast dwarf is a dangerous dwarf.
Yeah. Is it Metabolic Overdrive? They're my favorite opening band.
No, I don't, unfortunately. I can make it tougher and stronger and more brutal when you critically hit, but not faster.
All right. Those are good, but not for now. Yeah.
They're good over short distances anyway, I've heard, so...
Yeah. Rhino speed.
I think I made that crack in the alternate Saturday game we were playing with the time travel. Or was that the Friday game? Yeah.
All
I'm playing
right.
a dwarf in that campaign.
That is... Oh, my God, John. I did so much work on it this week. I have the... I finally filled the holes in my some of my PF1 like third-party books. So I've got unlimited psionics showing up, or psionics unlimited, whatever the fucking thing is. I got the psionics book. I got the last kobold class guide that I didn't have, which is amazing because I was trying. The PF1 doesn't have the equivalent of the inventor class, but that kobold source book does.
I've avoided the third party just to keep it fresh and whatnot, but I might have to dig into it now.
Oh, nice. Yeah. There's some.
I love Cobalt Press and what's the other one? Green Ronin. Those are my two favorite third party ones.
Green Ronin's I've got my Freeport bestiary that I've been using for some ideas, and then the what do you call it? The advanced race guide, the advanced bestiary, and then the Prestige Paths thing is coming in. It's got some really great stuff in it. Okay, so, but anyway, this speaking of exciting campaigns, let's, Alwyn, would you kindly, you have plus 30 with your new bow. Would you like to break that in?
Good.
You have something that tries to
Are you
run.
using one of your normal arrows or an elven arrow?
No, I'm going to try out one of these elven ones. I want this to hit home and do the job.
So let's
in
talk
one
about
go.
the traits it has then. Because it has accurate, which is, I think, plus
10.
Yeah. And then it has piercing, and there was another one.
Yeah, they've all got impale. All arrows have got impale.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, but it's got penetrating, but that's against armor.
Whoa, so impale does critical hits.
Penetrates armor if it's not metal, I think. Or it stops the
That's incredible.
armor sort of protection or whatever.
Yeah. Otherwise, the first point of all other armors is ignored. Holy shit. These elven arrows are great.
I'm going to see if I can skewer it and then try and retrieve it.
Go ahead.
The only one dashing out will be Alwyn running out there to get it.
Yeah, before someone finds it.
Right.
So,
Right, let's give it a go.
holy shit.
Just the bow being pulled back, you hear the hum of elven music. It's
14 damage. So, especially with this elven arrow, I think that it actually like skewers it and then pins it to the cobblestone. So this thing, it is abso-fucking-lutely dead, and it's just sticking out of there with no sound being made. Anything else?
I think I'll just slowly walk down the stairs and say, yeah, that's taken care of. I think it's time to go.
I'll give him a Thognoth will give him a nod.
Okay. Now, I think because it was such a cool shot, I think you're going to be able to safely recover that shot without it being damaged.
And I'll obviously make a scene, walk past and take the arrow out.
Yeah.
Show how good
Put your boot on it, pull it out.
Incredible. Let me resize our... Well, you know what? I'll just grab our tokens from the front page. I might have them as the last thing I copied. Look at that. There we go. Okay. So, it seems as if you are free to leave here and make your way to where you are hiding out. Anything else you guys wish to do along the way?
Well, I'm gonna compliment Alvin on his amazing shot.
And I'll just say out loud, everybody keep an eye out. Make sure we're not, best we can, that we're not being trailed.
Who's got the best perception among you?
I do not.
37.
Mine's not great. Mine's only 30 something. 35. So it is Talfa.
All right. I'll see
Talther
if
with
I'm,
+2 success levels.
challenging or average.
Challenging, please.
Okay. 2 bonus. Apparently, okay, 3.
So
Again.
between the lot of you going out, looking around, Talther gripping your mace, Thognoth, your hammer and shield up, and Alwyn, I'm assuming your bow once again. You guys are otherwise unaffected. Perhaps there's one passerby who's kind of like, surprised to see such people brandishing weapons. But as soon as the well-dressed Grozim comes out, it's not unusual for folks of money to be expecting trouble, so they just quickly assume that you are hired mercenaries or something like that, and they quickly hustle on their way. You guys are able to make it to Orhar's entrepot without any other difficulties. And that is around as the sun is setting. So as you're settling in at Orhar's, what do you guys wish to do? Grozim says, these beds are considerably less comfortable than those in the house.
I'll give him a chuckle and a look, we're not as young as we used to be. Actually, I am. And I, unpack my bug bag.
It comes.
Daldo looked, examine the bed and says that it's better than sleeping on stone.
Yeah, I can confirm that.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? It's the lack of luxury.
Yeah, this is nice. I might suggest something to the group with the potential of these Skaven attacking the Grozim's place tonight. If one of the elves was to get word to us that was actually the case, do you think it would be worth venturing into the sewers while they were investigating the house or attacking the house? Maybe it would reduce the numbers that we would have to encounter down there.
It's worthwhile. Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, the negative be that we'd be down there at night, and we're otherwise thinking of going during the day, right? So it would adjust our schedule, but it's a worthy notice. It's worthy.
But do you think they're less active during the day? Is that how
I don't know.
work? I do not know these giant rats.
Would I have any thoughts? I don't know.
I think you know thus far that they do like to strike from below, and they like to strike in darkness. But
whether they're sort of nocturne in nature, that sort of sleep during the day more, or
yeah, that's
unknown.
Unknown.
I don't know if it would make that much of a difference to the numbers. You know, I don't know how many they're going to send and whether they are going to send any. It was just a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
if we had thoughts on one of the alternative locations to enter the sewers, do you think it's worth?
Yeah, maybe the one with. Do you think the one with the least activity, Alwyn? Is that you, in your view? Is that the best one? Do you think the alternate one with the least activity?
I think less likely to meet the creatures, the Skaven. Do you think it might be more or less likely to have these traps that we've encountered before? Do you think they would not have traps if they're using it often because of the inconvenience of avoiding them? Or the one that's not used very often, do you think it'd be trapped so that they don't have to sort of keep an eye on it? Or if either have got traps?
I don't know the answer. That's a.
How would the dwarfs defend if they had to defend 3 entrances with less numbers?
I mean, I would think we would. We would use physical barriers if we could. You know, with on the ones we don't use, we'd hold them up in some fashion, and we'd probably use a live guard on the one that if able. At least a guard on the ones we used frequently, something like that.
So would your preference be the one with less activity, slightly further away?
Because I take your mention that they may put some kind of barriers on that one. We don't really have. Huh?
Maybe more cautious. Maybe we could look for such
Right.
traps.
And I was just going there myself. We don't really have anyone that is anyone kind of savvy on such things?
I can set traps. I don't know. Is it more of a perception thing for seeing them and detecting them?
I think it's one of the advanced skills, the training in it.
Or detecting traps kind of
Or
stuff?
to set them at least.
Well, I can set them, but I don't know if you use the same skill for trying to find them. That was
Let's
I
take
was
a look here.
querying. I'm not sure because
Okay.
I've got a low skill in set trap.
Yeah, set traps. Set and disarm traps of all varieties.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't mean for spotting them, though.
Oh, yeah. Guess
So the traps are listed in the consumer's guide. Let's see if there's anything in there about spotting them.
Under
Sometimes
perception, it does talk about spotting things like the presence of a trap.
there you go. So that answers that then, yeah. So you would
127.
use perception to spot traps, and you'd use set traps to disarm them.
Okay. So I guess we just carefully and slowly, if we're looking for them between
Yeah.
the group.
Okay.
I get, yeah.
About
So I
Talfa,
think.
what do you think? What's Talfa's opinion on which entry point?
He thinks the furthest one will probably be the safest one, the less chance of the Skaven actually being there and being on us immediately. but he says in the trying to avoid sounding like a bar that just won't shut up. I think we should be well rested and mostly healed before we do it.
Oh yeah, that's the reason to wait tonight as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have to go tomorrow anyway because we need help to rest up.
It's not a bad idea if we can ambush them in the night. It's just it will delay us going down.
Thognoth, why don't you give us because I think you've got dwarf lore or dwarf history lore or something like that, right?
I do.
Why don't you give us a roll at difficult?
I will try to reroll.
Okay.
The tides have turned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spoke too soon.
They have.
Horcha. All right.
Destined for that critical failure.
So I think, this is not precisely, not exactly Thognoth's strength or area of strength. What I was going to need to roll for is whether you would know, like, whether Skaven would be nocturnal or diurnal or whatever. And I don't think you remember the tales. You remember the tales, but I think your focus is likely on, if you are paying attention to anything beyond just the most badass stuff of the dwarven heroes in it, it would likely be on the specific tactics used by the tunnel fighters, not on like what the specifics of your foe, when they nap, when they whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not able to. You just can't remember from what you've heard about it. But why don't you give us a percentile roll? Let's see if Grozum remembers anything. Because he would have dwarven knowledge as well. No. Neither have any recollection of what that you need to get yourself an elder.
Well, we need to let Talfa and Katerina rest up anyway, because they're still quite badly injured.
Is quite badly.
It's worthy.
Banged up, and Talfa's.
Yeah.
All right, so
we'll
then after you get a good night's sleep, you can make an average endurance test. You heal your toughness bonus plus your success level. So, Alwyn, go ahead and roll yours because you're still injured Scooch as well.
One, yeah.
If I can find, there it is, average endurance. I really need to boost that up.
Nice. So, whatever your toughness, what's your toughness bonus, Telther?
Toughness is a 3.
Okay, so you recover 3 points.
Is it plus success level?
Yeah, your marginal success is plus 0.
Oh, no, it's mine.
Oh, that was Alwyn. Sorry. Yeah. So Alwyn is up for. Yes, so you're correct.
I'm at full. I'm fully healed for the first time in what feels like weeks.
Nice.
It is weeks.
Yeah. All right. So you are well and truly recovered. Everyone gets a good night's sleep. Let me make a roll for the stealth for the elves who are watching. Okay. Alwyn, would you give us a percentile roll, please?
Two.
So it is in the. I'm trying to think here. I think it'll be somewhere in the middle of the night when. No, it'll be closer to morning when you guys are all, dead asleep. Grozum and Thognoth are in a snore-off contest. When you hear a knock at the door, and you all kind of, wake up. Some grabbing for your weapons or not. Forgive me, it's Orhar.
Yeah, I think I'll probably answer the door. I think Astrid would have probably heard before us, and I'd already be awake.
Yeah. Maybe that's how you got woken up, is Astrid barked hearing there was someone approaching the door.
Okay, so, I'll open the door once I hear.
The one time Anna's not yelling at someone.
Right.
She's getting fired from the ADR unit, my goodness.
Yeah.
So, when you answer the door, Orhar has a look of a fairly grave expression on his face. and he says, our suspicions of an attack by the Skaven was correct. And it seems that they either suspected that the building might be watched, or they were particularly cunning. Whatever the matter, our scout was noticed and attacked. She lives, but it was a near thing. There was a horde of them that came for you. A veritable swarm of Skaven that attacked the house. It has been burned.
I think Alwyn would take that quite hard and sort of move away to the end of the room and sort of sit down, sort of feeling guilty that potentially he's got someone killed or seriously injured. And I assume can come in if he wants to.
So he'll step in. For fear of drawing them back to you, the scout felt that did the best she could to lose the pursuers, and then returned to the home of one of my kin. They seemed to follow, and there was a brief skirmish. Injuries, no fatalities on either side. It does not appear that either our scout at the bakery was not observed, or they were not there. He returned without incident. The fire is out, although the adjoining structures are damaged. They seem aware that you have taken steps to oppose them. And their numbers seem great. Are you certain facing them directly is the correct approach? I have no alternative to suggest, but it seems their numbers are overwhelming. And just out of character, remember, he doesn't know what your actual plan is. His thought, as far as he understands, is you guys are going to go and fight these things. That's it. And I think that seems like a good place to end our session. So, you guys each gained... So, Alwyn, you gained your short-term goal. It's 100 XP in this game, right?
50, I think.
50.
It's 50 for the goal and 100 for the
session.
The session, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anyone else reach any goals this session? Thognoth hasn't got his axe back yet, but what about Tother?
My goals are short-term investigate the Skaven tunnels beneath the city, but that's the party thing. Nope, he didn't achieve any of his.
Okay. I'm trying to decide if Yeah, you haven't gone there. When did you set that goal to explore the tunnels? Is that after the sewer?
I think that's the party goal.
The party goal. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, your reaction to that, and then your expedition to the whatever you choose to do next, whether it's returning to the sewers to reconnoiter it, that will be in 2 weeks' time. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for chapter 21 of our ongoing Salt, Silver, and Sin campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below. below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have a channel dedicated to the Warhammer games we run on the channel, which are many, as well as channels dedicated to many other things like for the most part, all the other campaigns and games we run on the channel. There are channels for finding a group, for GM discussion, where we're taking part in the RPG a day exercise for today, for this month, for August. There's also finding a group. There's virtual tabletop discussion. There's a really great, friendly, and knowledgeable community that has built up over the years over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If you have something that you were looking for that is listed in their extensive catalog, but it is not in stock, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code MuserMashup, all caps, all one word, and you'll save yourself 10% in your purchase. That's also listed down below, as is a link to Noble Knight. That'll change at the end of September 2024. So if you are listening to this after that time, come back to one of our more recent videos, and we'll have the current discount code there. And there's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel, which benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, an incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. All donations through that link go directly to them. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. You can learn all about what they do by following that link. And if you've made if you've made a donation of $25 or more since January 1st, 2024, head on over to our Charity Initiatives channel and cast your vote for the current mashup charity session we'll be playing. We have 5 of them that we've got scheduled between now and the end of year. Currently, we are voting on what kinds of heroes we'll be playing in the mashup of the classic Expedition to the Barrier Peaks module with Modifius Entertainment's 2D20 Acton Cthulhu. So we're having wartime heroes and a ancient space ship. That'll be a lot of fun. After that, we'll have 4 more mashups, and if you've donated $25 or more through the charity since January 1st, then you'll have a chance to vote on all of those as well. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart Grim and Perilous Heroes. So Darren, John, and Sean, thank you so much for playing today. Carl, we hope you're feeling better soon. And Darren and Colin, we hope that you're having the Green Brothers all blend together, apparently. Colin, we hope you're having a wonderful time on vacation, and we'll look forward to seeing the Schusters, the scion of the Schuster clan back in 2 weeks' time. So then, for those listening at home, again, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes are encountering as they plan to go beneath olden leets. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.